battles and I live. How we are one. I got faith.
I'm manifesting all these visions I have. As I move in the future, I can't live in the past. I know the answers, but I still got questions to ask. This awareness of myself is such a blessing to have. I woke up and chose love and threw the rest in the trash. I've been trying to make some bangers with the message attached. So you ain't gotta sacrifice the vibe to feel alive. So no matter where you reside, the middleman is on your side. I've been working 24, I cannot do no 9 to 5. If it ain't gas in my passion, then my drive gon' be deprived. I've been working like a slave for the mastery of self. If you work for the illusion, then you practically an elf. Don't make me take it there. Satan ain't playing fair. Oh my Lana, I'm at Santa. Oops, I didn't mean to share my opinion of who out here really sinning. Pass the plate and pay for wisdom and ignore your intuition. Tripping. Love never let me down. Light my way to the life force. That's my source. The biggest lies that you'll make it out alive. Death is always round the corner, ego never gonna survive. I don't say that as a negative, but hope is inspiration. A reminder not to overlook this beautiful creation that we living in. Take a deep breath, let the life force enter in. Hold it for a couple seconds, maybe even count to 10. Feel the warmth circulate, energy percolate. Then exhale with gratitude for everything that's working great. Just for the day, we gon' surrender, let love lead the way. Hey, just for the day, we ain't gon' worry about a thing. I ain't tripping over something that's already said and done. I'm here to embody light, hope you feeling the medicine. I hope that you never run, you stay and stick to your guns. It's not about what you get, it's about what you become. The biggest mistake that you can make is thinking that because you solid that you never gon' break. Oh, that's trauma. Don't be afraid to face the things you don't wanna, cause one day will come on, you can't push it to mañana. Gotta put that on my mama, Mother Nature, the creator. Thank ya, hopefully I can return a favor somehow. Even when I want out, even when I'm feeling low, I can never run out of love. Love never let me down. Light my way to the life force. That's my source. This energy inside my heart gets stronger when I do my part. There can't be light if there's no dark. I can't give up before I start. This energy inside my heart gets stronger when I do my part. There can't be light if there's no dark. I can't give up before I start.
Everything that you see is a reflection of who you are. Inside you are a star, a planet, a nebula, a galaxy, the universe, the multiverse is parallel realities. You're everything. I look inside the mirror and couldn't see myself clearer. Reflections of a god inside my eyes, a winner. I've forgotten who I am. The people don't understand the origin of man is one hell of a story, filled with a lot of pain and lies mixed with the glory. His story written by winners of battles that end up gory. I'm sorry for the pain I've caused with every lifetime. Mother Earth has suffered enough. It's about time we elevated these lands to higher planes of life. Inside a realm of no shadows, only light. Tell me, can you paint this picture? Have you been given the vision of being able to see words embedded in this rhythm? Vibrational structures of tones is all that I envision. Every time I hear a beat inside my mind, I make incisions of my thoughts, cause my thoughts have many levels like Inception. I stared into the eyes of darkness and found my reflection. When I look inside my eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Too many fears holding me back, tell me why. Feels like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me and my reflection. When I look inside my eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Too many fears holding me back, tell me why. Feels like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me day we're challenged to be the best that we can be, but we can't see that we were destined to be free. Free from our minds, free from this money, free of this time, wishing we could stay young. But son, we be dumb, eating food that doesn't align, actually eating poison. Avoiding the truth, it's ruthless to do this, so I'm doing all that I can to make good music. Fuse it with your sight, now you're charging up like lightning, brightening up your aura. It's frightening at times, but would you rather remain blind to the divine? Inside your very mind lies a treasure of knowledge. Knowledge for the mindless, killing them all with kindness. Timeless moments, this very moment, homie, I own it. Zone into the tones of life inside my mind, I'm so potent. Don't it look like I'm glowing while flowing through your whole perception? I see the world in my reflection. We got next. When I look inside my eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Too many fears holding me back, tell me why. It's like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me and my reflection. When I look inside my eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Too many fears holding me back, tell me why. Feels like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me and my reflection. Mirror, mirror, or is it magic mirror? Mandela effect got you a feeling slower than syrup. A lot of hiccups in this reality I see. Even Luke, I am your father, has never came to be. What's going on? I've been searching and searching through the cyber web of life. For these answers be hurting, such a burden to my soul. I need you all to grow. Grow throughout your spirit, you're spiritually immature. Open doors in your mind, dive deep into those waters. Infinite water, never ending, blending with the water. Cause water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friends. Bruce Lee taught me that. Jeet Kune Do inside my flow, I'm bending air with every blow. And now you know how it gon' go when I grab the mic and I flow. Whoa, whoa. You boys ain't ready for cruise. I'm always winning when I rhyme, I ain't aligned to lose. Yeah, so choose wisely, highly thinking mighty. I like to see where the beat takes me, it is exciting. Passionate, I'm compassionate to all my people. I love every one of you, I told you we are equal. You're just another part of me, said Michael Jackson. Got to empower these children, do it with a passion. Cause these kids deserve the best, give them love and affection. It all starts with your perception of your reflection in your heart. My eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Too many fears holding me back, tell me why. Feels like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me and my reflection. Look inside my eyes in the mirror, I swear to God I can fly. Too many fears holding me back, tell me why. Feels like life's pulling me in one direction, till I found the strength in me and my reflection. In my reflection, in my reflection, in my reflection. Immortal. Yeah. Came out the portal, immortal into a human body. I've been existing way before the earth had Anunnakis. Intergalactical battles, intergalactical travels, infinitely going through stars. The universe will unravel all of its secrets, peep it. I'm starting to leak it. Time for truth is coming, 100, it's time to seek it. Expanding my perception through the spectrum of light. I'm going in with spectrum and the shit's out of sight. We indigo children, yeah, we building frequencies through the ceiling. Penetrating through reality, a marvelous feeling. Regardless, we're healing these humans that be claiming we demonic. The resonance goes over their heads, we super cosmic. Your logic is ignorance mixed with fear in your thinking. My pineal gland is flooding, son, that shit don't be blinking. Sinking into your subconscious like a song with no words. The way I come up with these symbols of letters is absurd. Hey yo, my rhymes are like angelic beings. The shit is freeing, so pure that if you were born blind, I'll have you seeing. Breathing in a multi-dimensional light so captivating. Double helix is nonsense, so what I'm activating, feel the power from within, seeping right through my skin. From the earth into my feet as it goes up to my chin. It got me grinning, rotation like spirals, my music spinning. I told you that I don't be playing, still I'm always winning. Fibonacci to the haters, curve them right to the side. They don't understand the energy, it comes from inside. So inside is what I master, used to be a disaster. Now I'm gladly elevating to a whole new chapter. Yeah, I'm giving birth to a whole new style. I incarnated through New York, yeah, I rep Long Island. Don't get it twisted though, I'm truly repping this earth. I came to free all these humans and show you all what you're worth. Immortal. Yeah, raising your frequencies one soul at a time. As I pass this mic to my boy Spectrum, yo Spectrum, light that up, kid.
They tried to tell me I'm mortal, I told them I was immortal. They asked me what makes me different, I asked them what makes you normal. I just followed my morals and I unfollowed the formal. Hopped on a track with crews, now we straight cruising through portals. I download the Metatron, I'm reversing it till I'm dead and gone. If you think I'm dope, then you said it wrong. Not trying to flex, but I'm hella strong. Mine did things you never seen. When I say mine, you know what I mean. I'm the most when I'm in my mode, and y'all average is like the mean. I really didn't mean to go intervene. I'm the middleman chilling in between. You should do the math, we ain't keeping score. But I just hit a 3.14. I cook it up, make it look easy as pie. I'm moving in silence and seeing the sign. I am the G. If you remove me, all you gon' see is your sins. This is a big game of sins. The simulation is breaking again. I'm taking control, creating my soul. And if the truth fits, I'm breaking it in. Breaking it. All I really know is that I'll never know. I've been here for forever, don't know when to go. I think that indicates that I'm an indigo. In that case, I'm in the go. Green light, my heart, chakra, booming. Solar, plexus, Lexus, zooming. You assuming that I'm human. I'm just being what you doing. I've been teaching teachers frequently. It's apparent I'm a parent when it comes to raising frequencies. The way I'm living life, I haven't rest in peace recently. Immortal with my technique, but my ego dying easily. Death is teasing me by leaving me with DMT. Now it seems to me that everything I see is seeing me. Life is just an infinite circle with a twist. I used to wanna be like them, now they do not exist. Immortal.
Peace, everyone. Welcome in. Please let me know I am being heard. We do thank you guys for joining us right on time at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yes, we will get started. Like I said, thanks again for joining us for Melanin Frequency Vigil and also the 52 Acts of Unity. We have been transmitting this all from the fall equinox of 2019, Ashe. So, we are in the year of divine unity, and we join each and every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, with that, we're going to get started. In the year of divine unity, we embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. And one last time, so we can imprint it in our hearts and our mind, the year of divine unity, we embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe-O. So with that, I am going to introduce myself. I am the host for Melanin Frequency Vigil. My name is Star, and I am Kin 122, the White Overtone Wind. So I'm honored to be the Priestess Initiate of the MIMEC Priesthood. And with that said, I am powered in order to communicate commanding breath. I seal the input of spirit with the overtone tone of radiance. I am guided by the power of heart. Ashe. So yes, I will be your host this evening. And we are going to jump on into the MIMEC mission. So the mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of divine frequency beings with immortal health and immortal wealth through the application and remembrance of cosmic knowledge. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe-O. So we are currently in the Blue Eagle Wave spell, which is, we are on Kin 236, and that is the Yellow Lunar Warrior. So let me know you are all in, and we are going to read this 3 times. And the first time is going to be I, the second time is going to be read as you, and then the last time all is, as a collective, is going to be we. Ashe. So Kin 236, the yellow lunar warrior. I polarize in order to question, stabilizing fearlessness. I seal the output of intelligence with the lunar tone of challenge. I am guided by the power of elegance. You polarize in order to question, stabilizing fearlessness. You seal the output of intelligence with the lunar tone of challenge. You are guided by the power of elegance. We polarize in order to question, stabilizing fearlessness. We seal the output of intelligence with the lunar tone of challenge, and we are guided by the power of elegance. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Oh, so yes, we are going to just read the Destiny Cross really quick, and a big shout out to our brother Ken Patrick. Yeah, he is Kin 236. So for Kin 236, we have the yellow lunar warrior, which is guided by the yellow lunar star. That is Kin 28. The mental body, which is over to the left-hand side, is Kin 106, and that is the white lunar world bridger. Then down below you will see is the emotional body, which is Kin 25, which is the red crystal serpent. And then over to the right-hand side is the physical body of Kin 236, and that is 223. That's the blue lunar night. So all of that is the collective of Kin 236. Ashe. So we will get on into these announcements. We may have to come back really quick. So there's some other announcements I will start off with. So we have, I don't know if you have or have joined in for the MIMEC mission flow orientation. If you did and you have joined in, let me know, drop it in the comments. Let me know how that was. So that was the MIMEC mission flow orientation, and that was the first quarterly one. And that was held on this past Friday, July 31st at 8 p.m., I believe it was. So, and then, yeah, so that was held by the nurturing section from the Priestess. So big shout out to them for organizing, putting that together. We give so much thanks for that, and it's definitely so beneficial and a lot of information for all those that need that. So Ashe. And then we will get back into these announcements. I just want to get that up and done. So yeah, so give me a moment. I'm going to put the announcements up, and then we will be right back.
Day awake, I am today. Daily acknowledges the act of God empowering me to breathe. Represents more time to live, move, and have my being. Amazing I am shows the wonders of light shining on my face. Healed from afflictions, distractions, and manipulations of this world. Strong I am today as the sun shines Wise as I am today to see the truth at face value and walk with confidence, knowing.
Habitats of weeds, daily supplies. Habitats of weeds, daily supplies. Habitats of weeds, daily supplies. Habitats of
Okay, that was the announcement. Hopefully you were able to see them and catch all the information you needed on there. Let's see what else we have up here. So yes, that was the announcements, and always reach out if you did need any additional information and or just have any questions about anything that interests you or that you would like to join, anything like that. Please always feel free to reach out and let us know. We'll get back to you, of course. So yes, that is that. We will continue on. So we also have a manual that is attached with the 52 Acts of Unity. So that is the Melanin Frequency Manual, and it goes through all the series and the Acts of Unity with the community, and definitely get that if you have not already. I'm sure plenty of you have that already. And then there's also the youth workbook as well. So the youth have been joining in as well. So that is for them. So they have a youth workbook, and then we also have the manual. So that information is all here. So if you have not gotten that, or you just need an extra one, you go ahead and grab that. So we are already up on here. So I want to first and foremost give a huge shout out to Priestess Mayat Nefer Habeeb'ullah, just for all you have done, and thanks for just being a guide in a lot of ways for me. So but thanks and just so much gratitude to you and all you do, and just being that mirror and keeping things in order, of course, I should say. So, but yes, super big shout out to you. Much love. And with that, I am going to see if High Priestess is ready to come on in. I would love to bring her up so she can get us all going and started. So, High Priestess Maya and Makaru Amen. She is all of these titles and more. Honestly, this is just like a snippet of her. So, so honored to always be able to come up here and be able to introduce her and just be in the space with her, and her always holding space for me as well. So with that, we are going to hop on in, and I'm going to yield the mic and let her do what she does. So with that, I'll be back and enjoy. Peace and love.
The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness. Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Amen. Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Amen. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness.
All right. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Am I being heard? All right. Yay. All right. So welcome again, everyone, to the Melanin Frequency Vigil. And we are featuring our acts of unity. And I am still so excited about these acts of unity. We are coming to this the phase where we're going to be starting a new level of the melanin frequency. So definitely you want to stick with us, and we're going to close out this season strong. All right. And so thank you so much, Ken 122 Star, for being our hostess and doing your thing. I know we had some stuff going on in the background, but she just so smooth. She just worked it on in there. I like that. All right. I see you. Right. And of course, a shout out to Priestess Nefer Habeeb'ullah, who will be our presenter this evening. But before we get to her, we're going to talk about where we were on the last cycle. But before that, they want me to make some more announcements, right? And how can I forget about this melanin frequency convergence? I was just talking about how we're going to close out strong this season. And this is the best way to do it, right? We have live events, in-person events every quarter, every solstice, every equinox, right? Well, the winter solstice, that's online, but at least 3 out of 4, right? And so for the fall equinox, we do our melanin frequency convergence. And it is always high divine energy. We come back high, right? With nothing, no mushroom, no weed, no nothing, right? We just be high off of the frequency. We all come together and converge on these 52 melanin frequency transmissions, and we get it in, right? It's always an amazing event. Definitely, if you are coming, we need to know like today, right? We need to know because there is limited spaces at the Airbnb. And so we need you to do it right now. Go to the website, RSVP, right? And then we're going to give you a call, let you know. It's $222. That includes lodging and food. I don't know where you're going to get that, where you're going to find that price for a strong in retreat, right? All inclusive. So you just got to get there. Right. So definitely you want to go to the website, RSVP. If you have any questions, they're putting a ticker on here now. Find out. And you know what they say, F around and find out, right? And Melanated Immortals.com. Right? So find out about it. It is, this is our 8th year doing the convergence, and every year it gets stronger and stronger. And so definitely you want to check it out, especially if you're new, you want to get to know more of the folks in a more personal way, interact with us, right? And we, it's definitely a paradigm shift. Always a paradigm shift. Always come back from that like, whoa. And we see we have some interesting happenings at these events, right? With nature, with visitations, like it's all kinds of stuff that goes on at these at the convergence that it can't be televised, right? So definitely come through for that. Also, like I've been saying, I'm doing some pull-ups, right? I'm doing some pull-ups. So right now I'm pulling up in Philadelphia. I'm pulling up in Baltimore. And I think I'm gonna be pulling up in Detroit, Michigan, right? So what we're doing is we're doing these activating the melanated mother code. All right. And so this is one of the ways in which we do it. Definitely check out these bundles. Go to our MIMEC Meta shop, and you will find these, what we call our wet packages, that have our yoga mats. And I'm telling you, I used the yoga mat. Shout out to Ken 141, who really researched and got us. It has natural cork, right? So it's not just some rubber mat. It's actually very weighted, right? And it has our Womb Evolution Technique logo on it, and it's infused with our sutras, right? So you can feel the energy coming off the mat. I used that mat yesterday when we did Boshatelet, right? And it was a very, very a serene experience, right? Just being there. And so what you do is you get it and you charge it up with your energy, right? As well, right? You always want to make everything tapped into your frequency, right? So definitely check us out there. This is one of the ways that we can support the pull-ups, right? Traveling. Here's another way. Orisha Stone. Listen, Orisha Stone is beside himself with these with these designs and the frequency. So it's not just jewelry. They call it wearing artifacts, wearing your art, wearing your frequency, right? And definitely you want to go to our MIMEC Meta Shop and check out some of these. I want to call it beyond jewelry, right? But check them out. The wearable energy, wearable frequencies, they correlate with your own frequency. Go and check out and look at the descriptions of the different stones, right? And he's about to send us a whole bunch of, because we talked about it. We're going to talk about it in a minute. He's going to send us some with silver chains, right? Because that's what we talked about on the last session. So go check it out. We also have things that are for your altars, right? And your altar, you the altar, right? So you can wear it, or you can carry it around in your bags. You can put it in your car. You can put it in your vehicles, right? It doesn't have to be something, always have to be something, or you can have them in multiple places. So definitely check it out and in our MIMEC Meta Shop. All right. Let's talk about where we were on this last session, right? We were on frequency wave 44. And that transmission says we declare our birthright as legacy holders of our lineage and transmit the highest frequency of life force to ourselves, our families, ancestors, and descendants. We declare our divine birthright as the legacy holders of our lineage and transmit the highest frequency of life force to ourselves, families, ancestors, and descendants. We declare our divine birthright as the legacy holders of our lineage and transmit the highest frequency of life force to ourselves, families, descendants, and ancestors. So what we had on the last session, we had myself and Orisha Stone on, and it was an awesome. I always love when he comes on. It's he always has this energy that's off the charts, right? And so we talked about this as an act of unity, right? And what we can do. And one of the things that we talked about was, he was talking about how, yes, one thing to, build up everything that you're doing financially, right? In addition to, you want to get you some silver. You want to start building up a legacy, right? Building up a family legacy where we're using natural we're using, I love the way he talked about the silver as being a part of the earth or a part of the land, right? You want to get you some land, get you some silver. Where does it come from, right? And then a lot of the necklaces, the jewelry and things, they are infused. They got silver, got copper, right? You definitely want to also check out Temple of Soul, right? We're going to get Brother Amun back up here. We're trying to get Brother Amun and Orisha Stone in the same place at the same time, right? And that's going to be awesome, right? I'm going to work it out. I'm going to work it out, right? So definitely you want to check out, because the energy behind how the jewelry is made and how it's designed for your frequency, right? That's a part of the lineage. We also talked about setting up your trust, right? Getting some information about that. And I know you can get that information from Dr. Kia Pruitt. You can also go to Young Elder. They have a lot of information about how to set that up. And you can also ask us, hit us at find@melanatedimmortals.com. But I would say they're the experts on that part, right? We talked about also putting out a legacy for that's what this frequency says, right? Of life force that's not based off of the pain and suffering of the program, of the false mind, of the false existence. This world is set up, it's a magical, the third dimension is magical and pliable and bound to your destiny, your lineage. And I know we all came in at this time where there's a program and we, everybody drank the Kool-Aid. Our parents drank the Kool-Aid, our grandparents, great-great-grandparents, going back thousands and thousands of years. But now we up. They can keep pouring the Kool-Aid, we can drink it and say, what you think that's going to do? It just tastes good. What flavor is that? Red? Right? That's red flavor. So what? Right? And so now we create a lineage from source frequency, right? Not from some program that tells us we have to pull up ourselves up from our bootstraps, build ourselves up. We already up, right? Build from that. We all have per our mission, we all have authority and priority and seniority based on our divine design on this planet. Everybody got that authorization. The problem comes in when people start trying to project things over other people. If everybody just rock their spot, right? Now we're going to have something. Now we can create something greater, because then we all come together in our natural resources as a mycelium of source system, right? And then we can project things out for the next, 100,000 years, the next millennia, never to return to a space like this. Never. It don't have to revolve. It don't have to come back around. No, it don't. If we say it don't, no, it don't. We say let there be light, and there's light. And it's always evolving, not revolving, right? And so we talked about being able to set up that type of lineage, right? So I definitely would like to hear from you guys on what you took in from this frequency, if you took any action, right? We're talking about an act of unity. Did you take an action after hearing the conversation, right? In one way or another, did you say, hey, listen, okay, for real, I'm gonna go to Young Elders channel, I'm gonna see about this, or Dr. Kia Pruitt, and I'm gonna find out about how to set up my trust. Right? I'm going to get up some silver, like Orisha Stone talked about. And what he said is, you don't have to get it from him. Just go get some silver, start collecting. Remember, he showed his little chest. That's just one of them, right? Of how he has silver. You know, if everybody knew what he knew back then, and everybody collected that much, do you know there is a system where, let's say we come together as a community, nobody has to give anything to anybody. All I have to do is say, hey, I got about, 10 pounds of silver. This next family got 10 pounds. This got 10 pounds, right? We get 100 families together, or 10 families together with 100. And we say we have, over 1,000 or 10,000 pounds of silver. We can monetize a whole community that way and never have to give the silver to a bank. They just need to know you got it. Right? You just have to you got to know the right people at the right place. But we know people that can monetize that. Right? So he just start building it, start getting it. Right? Or you can, definitely, we recommend you go and get some of the silver jewelry that's now being, silver and stone jewelry that's now being offered. Get you a piece of land, literally, right? All right. I want to hear from you guys on anything that you did. You made a course of action that you did based on this frequency, right? I'll talk about while I'm waiting for somebody to click in, right? The priesthood, what we did is without fail, right? Every Saturday, we have a unity call. And we don't care what we, if we weren't exactly on point or everybody couldn't come together and do something, we hold that call. Right? And so what we did on that call was we focused on, as a priesthood, on the legacy for the priesthood. What do we want that to look like in 50 years, 100 years, 1,000 years? What does each one of us have, right, as a source being to add to the collective that then begins to build a legacy? See, that's something but that's an act of unity. See, these act of unities don't have to be big. If you're not following these things, or if you were following them and then you stopped, right? What is the reason? Why is the reason you stop? And maybe it was too much. It was too much work. I can't do an act of unity. Sometimes it's just small, right? We didn't sit down and write down a whole bunch of things. We just said, all right, well, we on this, we gonna do it. Hey, let's do something, right? Okay, let's visualize. Let's come together. And some of us had a unified vision. We had a shared vision. We saw some of the same things. It's an act of unity, right? Because of that session that we had, I forget how long ago it was, when we were talking about growing our own food. Man, I'm gonna bring a picture in here of my celery. All I did was took celery, organic celery stalk, the base of it, and I put it in some water. I did it immediately. Sometimes you just have to allow yourself, you may have to just stop procrastinating and just push yourself to do it. Every time I water that celery that's growing, that's an act of unity. You see how it keeps giving. So it might not be this one, but it is one, right? You see what I'm saying? So, okay, let me see. I don't think I had anybody come in here. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yep. So, well, that's okay. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you about what's about to happen. right? Oh, definitely take a screenshot of this if you don't have the journal. But I recommend you get the journal, right? So you can have it for yourself, right? Let me tell you what's about to happen. Listen, listen, Linda. Just sit back. This is going to be an awesome, awesome presentation. I don't even know the half, right? But I know it's about to be good, right? Because we're about to have Priestess Mumai, Nefer, Habeeb'ullah, Ken 178, the White Solar Mirror, the prime of a few of our factions here in the MIMEC priesthood. And she is going to be our presenter tonight for this act of unity number 46, which is no group, person, place, or thing. Oh, wait a minute. I got to move this thing out of the way. I can't see it. Oh, no. Or a thing is authorized to abduct, abuse, or force our people into any type of slavery, child pornography, rape, forced prostitution, or any other abuse. All right. Now, let me tell you, it's going to be now. It seems like, this is I'm getting so excited that this is pretty simple. But we are melanated immortals making evolutionary changes, right? So it's always going to be an evolved presentation, not just touching on the basics, and then taking it to the next level, right? Because we're not always operating from the position of being under something and then we got to raise up, right? So I am sitting back. I'm going to enjoy myself. Without further ado, I am going to I'm honored to bring up our Priestess Moot, my Aunt Nefer Habeeb'ullah, to present our Melanin Frequency Act number, what are we on? 45, right? All right. It's been my honor, my pleasure. Love y'all. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Hotel.
Goodness, love you too, High Priestess. I'm still operating in timelessness, y'all. So just work with me through this. Not only is what we're going to be bringing into the space this evening, it says 44. Y'all forgive me, but it's actually 45. Frequency wave number 45. Okay. I will go back and correct that part. But Mission 45 is actually calling us, as y'all heard High Priestess say, to go deeper into reacting after harm has actually happened, period. It's asking us to, one, identify the root mentality behind the trauma itself, the silence that comes with it, the secrecies that come with it, the systems that brought about it, and the spiritual distortions that allow abduction, that allow abuse, exploitation, coercion, and that allow the violence of it all to continue. Some of it we may not see now, right? Or we may not have ever seen, but it still exists. So we're not bringing in a fear tactic or a fear-based conversation this evening. This is actually a conversation about protection, about healing, about awareness, and actually holding accountability kind of conversation. Okay. So y'all flow with me this evening, because this is going to be none like any other presentation I've ever done. It's actually it hits really close to home for me, which surprised me that I was the designee for this one, for this presentation of them all. So let's move on into what we are doing here. If you did not notice, the mission, the Act of Unity title was covering us from abduction and from abuse, right? So tonight we're going to be covering our people from the inside out. We're not only asking how we can stop the harm after it appears, we're going to be asking how to recognize the root before it becomes an action. We're here to heal what feeds harm, protect what is sacred, create a community, a culture where abuse, abduction, exploitation, predatory behaviors have no place to hide. Period. Ashe? I didn't even ask the question whether or not y'all can hear me. I hope y'all can hear me because I just came in and went on in, y'all. Let me know if you hear me clearly because, you know, I have been experiencing technical challenges the last heptad, and I just want to make sure I'm being heard. Came in hot, LOL. Loud and clear. Give thanks. Give thanks for that confirmation. So, I have supporting resources to bring to the table with this presentation. All right. So here's the thing. When you think about protection, I want y'all to answer this in the chat. You don't have to, but if you would, I'd appreciate it. When you think about protection, do you think more about reacting after the danger or preparing the community so danger has fewer places to enter? When you think about protection, is it a reaction after it happens? Or is it where you say, let's do something about it so that it is less likely to happen? Those moments in time, you know, when your children are small and you're not in their presence and you want to prevent something from happening to them that you would never imagine happening, you know, that position where we got to have in our minds that we're not powerless, that the very act of naming the root begins to weaken it. Is through the awareness where protection begins to reside. Unity is the protection. Healing is the protection. And then not only that, following up is the protection. Not just to leave it alone and put it in the back of the head and think that it's going to disappear for the rest of the time, because in research and in experience, the things that happen when you're little, you may put it behind you, but then it has a tendency to show up later in life. So I'm going to play this little quick short. I want y'all to listen closely.
That trauma is decontextualized. If you came from a family or an experience where you were raped, sexually assaulted, incest, and molested, that's decontextualized trauma. And it's decontextualized because it happens so frequently, right? Sometimes trauma is a one-off, but what I'm talking about is systemic trauma that happens to our Black bodies coming from an impoverished community that was created by second frequency laws and creation. We're going to talk about that in upcoming pieces of this show. But it's decontextualized, so the trauma is in you. But what happens when you are being traumatized, the brain splits off. It
All right, so take this moment, put one hand over your heart if you don't mind. All right, and then begin to take 3 slow, deep breaths, because we may have some people in here that have experienced these type of traumas and have not dealt with it. All right, have not taken a moment in time to receive counseling or therapy or whatever, speak it out loud or share it with somebody, close to them, one that they trust. So with that hand over your heart, I ask that you just take one breath for each affirmation I'm about to say. May your eyes see clarity. You can repeat after me if you like, not just for yourself, but for somebody else. Another deep breath. May I protect wisely. Another deep breath. May I help heal the root. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. So harm often survives in silence. And silence can actually sound like, don't talk about that. That's family business. They would never do that. You misunderstood. You misunderstood. Or we don't want to ruin anyone's name. How about that one? Yeah. These may seem as protective on the surface because of that fear thing, right? Of exposing, not only exposing the action, but exposing the reaction or exposing the conditions that it may have brought upon us, right? But they can actually protect the harmful patterns instead of protecting the people. So getting to the source means we must become mature enough to speak truth without turning the conversation into gossip, shame, or accusation because of it. Truth telling must be guided by care. It definitely is guided by evidence, but when we have the ability to discern it, then we can commit to the safety of it. So you may want to ask yourself, or you may want to share your perspective, in the chat. What are some harmful things that families or communities sometimes normalize? And I put that in quotation marks with my fingers because they are uncomfortable confronting the truths of the matters. All right. I put the emphasis on the matters because you think it's a no matter, or that is a matter of no concern. Ooh, truth does not destroy a healthy community at all. Truth purifies it. A community that can speak honestly can actually heal honestly when you allow a person to express their truth, and then you come back at them with the truths of the matters of the heart. You begin to create a truth and a safety circle with that individual, with trusted adults or trusted unity partners like what we have here, to set a simple rule that no shame, no gossip, no silencing, no retaliation exists. And each person has the ability to share one pattern that they believe the community needs to address with more courage. Because it takes a lot of freaking courage to just say it as opposed to doing it. It takes a lot of courage to do it than it does to protect it. So in we take these things and we realize that there's a step by step, or there's a process that we will create a trusted, like contact list for everyone who feels unsafe, unseen, unheard, pressured, or just mere invisible. in these spaces, because mentally you could even go through a time where a person says nobody's going to believe me, nobody's going to hear me, nobody cares, what am I worth? But removing all of that and taking it to the level of protection, in the sense that we can say, you are heard, we do care, we're with you. You may not understand every single thing about it, but at the same time, something was said, and it took courage to bring that out. Ooh, my. Ooh. So I'm gonna play this video. Y'all take a look at this, and I'm gonna come right back.
There's a hope that's waiting for you in the dark. You should know you're beautiful just the way you are. And you don't have to change a thing, the world could change its heart. No scars, see you're beautiful. With stars and we're beautiful.
Healing aspect of this is really, really important. Of course, everyone's going to go through this process in their own way, shape, or form. I think one of the things about trauma that I don't think is talked about enough is this aspect of lament. Lament is often talked about with grief, in that when you lament, when you grieve something, you're like really taking the time to process it. You're feeling the hurt, the pain, the agony. You might be crying out in the pain and the suffering, but there's always this aspect of hope through the lament that helps you to move through the suffering. And I think even in the realm of trauma is this aspect of lament. So lament could be seen in the aspect of grieving the fact that you've gone through, or someone has gone through, the trauma in the first place. Uh, there's always a loss that is associated with trauma. It could be the loss of, if it's physical, sexual, mental abuse, right? There's a loss of innocence. There's a loss of the opportunity that have been had to have some type of healthy childhood, right? There's always a loss. And so in being able to lament and to go into that space of pain, we are, especially in Western society, very avoidant of pain and very uncomfortable with suffering. And so trauma, truly, I think trauma treatment is going into that space of pain, of agony, of suffering, being able to sit with that suffering with the intention and the hope to move through it and move forward, not move around it, not move below or above it, but to move through it.
Okay, so moving through it and moving on. Protection, it's got to become a culture, a daily culture, not an emergency response. Okay, keep that in mind. A protective community has to have clear boundaries, safe reporting systems, transportation awareness, digital safety practices, youth protection, elder protection, men protection. But we already know women is usually the first thing you think about when it comes to protecting. But animal protection, okay? And not just that, but the follow up. Don't just give them the help they need and then say, okay, you good, and keep it moving. No, it's a daily culture, it's a daily process. A person can forgive, yes, and move on and love in spite of, or learn the lessons behind whatever it was that happened, or become stronger because of what happened. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's finished. So the follow-up is a very valuable point that helps remind us that whatever we decide to do, we must follow up so it takes root, so it doesn't fall into ashes. That is different. The difference between the inspiration and the transformation part. Period. Oh, yeah. Seeing yourself as beautiful through all your experiences. But we got to follow up to make sure that is what is happening. Give thanks. So, what would protection look like if it became part of your weekly family, your weekly spiritual, and your community routines? Just jot it down for yourself. It doesn't matter. But what would protection look like for you? Is it being present? Is it, being checking in, calling to say hello, what's going on? Not always, hi, how you doing? No. Don't bring them back into that unless they bring it up. But sometimes allowing them the opportunity to talk about it is therapy in and of itself. Protection does not have to feel hard or harsh or even painful. Protection is supposed to feel loving, organized, very peaceful, and most definitely intelligent, because you got to have that in order to really be able to sit with it. Oh, there go that quote. Sit with it. A protected community is not a fearful community. It's a prepared community. And that's the culture that we need to be bringing into all spaces in this moment, in this time. I'm gonna play this video right quick and come right back.
And he made a statement to me that probably was the most valuable thing that he ever gave me, and I use that when I go out and I speak to kids. He told me that anytime somebody else wants for you more than you wanted for yourself, then you're in trouble.
Wow.
Basically, what he was telling me is that he was going home to be with his family. Where was I going? And where was my family? And when I walked back to my cell that day, contemplating what he had told me, I knew what I had to do.
Unbelievable.
But it was incredible to me when he gave it to me. And I don't know if he knew what he gave me, but he gave me a tool that I use today. I'm not going to let anybody do more for my community than I do. I made a commitment to myself that this is my community and that I have to change it no matter what nobody else do. And that's why I do what I do.
Ashe. I hope y'all heard that. Not allowing yourself to just sit back and watch someone do something you really could be yourself. That's being a part of the culture and being a part of the community to protect. Ashe. So for the next 30 days, I'm gonna give this charge. On week 1, heptad 1, just create a rhythm, a protection rhythm. If not for yourself, for your family, for the community, right? Just become active in it. So week 1, family or unity partner, safety check-in. Just one person. If you got to just start with one person, a check-in. Then on week 2, form the rhythm during week 2 to go research digital safety and privacy. Go just review what does that look like? Digital safety and privacy reviews. Then number 3, transportation and travel accountability plans.
I mean, with my daughters, I'm forever saying, look, I don't care where you at. I want to know where you are, who you with, and so on and so forth. What's your route? 'Cause anything can happen along the route. I was talking with a customer the other, I think it was last Heptad, and they shared with me about, I can't remember who it was, but one of their closest friends' son was on left home and went to go and visit his girlfriend. Along the way was in an accident, or a car broke down, and he was struck and mangled. You could say mangled, dismembered, or unidentifiable, because he got out the car and began to walk to safety, but no one could find him for days. And they realized when they found him, he was in the hospital, but he was unidentifiable and he had brain damage. Okay, so he didn't remember or couldn't remember who he was, let alone they couldn't figure out who he belonged to. But to know during that for that transportation sake of matters, what your family is doing, what your friends are doing, what your associates. I mean, you may take it as far as associates and or buddy partner at work or something, but just to have travel accountability for yourself, then and just say, for instance, that person wasn't hit by the car, but they might have got jumped or something, right? Even still in of the same, that's something that and mind you, now they got hooked up with a really good facility. The young boy, he was only 24 at the time, I think, but brain trauma, physical trauma, he's got to live with, because no one knew where he was at that time. Then youth, elders, and vulnerable member support checks. If you've never visited a nursing home or never visited hospice, homes, or just even grandparents, the elders, the aunts, the greats, and so on and so forth. If you still have them, doing support check-ins with them. But don't forget the children, because there are children that are being subjected, be it technology subjection or in their home subjections, and they don't know who to, right? But knowing you, right, you could be next door, or you could be in the schoolhouse, or you could be in if you're attending churches, you could be in the church. But just a support check-in, I'm here for you. If you need anybody to talk to, I'm here for you. Then close that week with this one question: what did we notice, and what needs to follow up that you need to bring to that table? Ashe. Oh, y'all. So to get to the source, right, we first have to study what trauma is. And so, ooh, I have to breathe on that last one, because support is needed. It's so needed. Trauma can distort a person's relationship with power, attachment, emotion, sexuality, control, trust, and their self-worth, right? This does not excuse harmful behaviors, because if a person had experienced a trauma from their roots, right? They grow older and they either begin to act out and do that thing, or act out and become a larger victim of it. Period. But we don't want to be walking around, and we don't want our melanin dominant walking around with victim mentalities at all. Okay? So getting to the root helps us to understand why healing must be part of the prevention processes. Some people repeat harm because harm was their normal thing. It was what they grew up knowing. And some people tolerate harm because they were taught to survive instead of speak. Ooh. Mm. Some ignore red flags when they're in a situation like being around a narcissist, okay? Womanizers, if you want to put it, manipulators, and so on and so forth. Some ignore those red flags because their nervous system has been trained to accept chaos. This is why this mission points us towards the deeper works, like the 4 traumas of systemic cleansing that we've heard Doc Rev Shock, put in some of the videos that have been presented, and there's so much more. But if you've never sat in 4 traumas of systemic cleansing classes with Doc Rev Shock, I think I'll call him Doc, but Rev Shock, Felipe, you definitely want to put that in your YouTube, and you're going to see the website to go to again shortly, but you definitely want to make sure you put that in your playlist to go through those 4 traumas of systemic cleansing. What happens when a community treats trauma as weakness instead of information? Because you don't know what level a person's trauma has brought them to or through. Trauma can be healed, patterns can be interrupted, and a person can learn new ways of how to feel safe, how to feel loved, how to be powerful again and accountable without harming other people in the process. Period. We take those initiatives to open their eyes to the broader perspectives. That's why we're here fulfilling this mission. Because when you really look at the root of it all, it's in our bloodlines. Ancestor beyond ancestor, beyond ancestor, beyond all of that. We got to get our power back. And that's why we're here fulfilling this mission in this moment, in this time. Woo. So let me play this video, y'all. Take root to this system.
Trauma factories, and here's the neuroscience to prove it. The Black church saved us and traumatized us at the same time. Sunday school taught you to pray away pain instead of suffering severe became neurological bypass, teaching your brain to spiritualize abuse instead of confronting it. When the church shames therapy as lack of faith, it blocks healing pathways. The neuroscience is clear. Unprocessed trauma rewires your amygdala, keeping you in second frequency survival mode disguised as devotion. The shock method reclaims African spiritual technology. Without the colonial Christianity that weaponized God against your liberation, we honor the sacred without the shame. Remember, nothing is wrong with Black people. Something happened to Black people. It's time to break the Black brain from colonized trauma. Go to blacktraumagpt.com and start healing today, or enroll in my free masterclass at shocktraumafreewebinar.com.
All right now. So now, what harmful pattern did this is what you journal this whenever you feel like it. What harmful pattern did I inherit but do not want to continue? Ooh, gosh, I got goosebumps coming up. Break those generational gaps, right? Those generational curses is what they would call it, right? What protection did I need earlier in life that I can now help create for others? And then what healing practice can help me return to my heart before I react. High Priestess is so good at sharing and expressing how we can go in and look in the reflection, look in the mirror, or taking our heart spaces and breathing through it before we actually react in accusation or react in blowing up, to what someone may say or someone may do, and being able to breathe our way through it. All right. So once you write or journal down those prompts or those practices I just shared with you, um, practice a 5-minute heart-centered breath focus. I'm all about the breathing, y'all. Y'all know that. The breath work. So inhale into your heart. You can do the 4 count, whatever count, taking in a deep breath if you want to, and then holding it for 2 seconds. And then releasing for about 6 to 8 seconds, just letting it all out. And on that exhale, releasing any judgments, releasing any shame, and the silence that may come with it. And then just continue that breath work. If you do that for just 5 minutes, whenever you take the time and the thought to implement that, and just say to yourself, I can heal without hiding. I can protect without fear. And I can grow without repeating them. Oh, so some harm begins when an individual choices. However, many vulnerabilities are created by systems. Poverty, isolation, lack of housing. We talked about that in one of the previous melanin frequencies. Addiction, untreated emotional pain, family instabilities, online manipulations, and lack of support, trusted support, can create openings for exploitation. It can cause a child or an adult to run to the system or run to gangs or run to groups or whatever, cults if you want to call it, just to get that protection or to get the love that they are seeking. So predatory behavior often enters through an unmet need, right? The need for love, money, shelter, validation, protection, attention, just a whole sense of belonging in and of itself. And then getting to the source means that we must reduce our vulnerability. How are we going to do that? Okay? Not just condemn the danger in and of itself. It's more to it than what had happened was, right? So what vulnerabilities do harmful people or systems look for, and how can our community close all those openings? Think about that. Think about that. When a community becomes more connected, fewer people are left exposed. Belonging is prevention in and of itself. Resources that we provide, that we have here, even in MIMEC, is a prevention process. I could tell you, I'm a witness, I'm a testament to it. Literally. And I ain't got time to be giving y'all my testimony, but I'm a testament to it. It is definitely a major resource in my life, being a part of MIMEC. Emotional support is a prevention. Having this safe space that we have right here, right now, this is a safe space to open up your truth, to show your truth, share your truth, and not feel like you're going to be condemned for your truth, but to have the support that you need to work through and become that higher self that you are, to walk in your real powers of who you were incarnated to be. This is that safe space. Ashe. So check this video out.
Trauma is something that happens too fast, too soon, and too often. That's the understanding of it. So, too fast, being pulled over, stopped by the police. This violates what's known as one's stem. They invade your space, they take up your time, they drain your energy, and they stop your movement. That creates trauma. Being yelled at, slapped, threatened, or humiliated in private or public by a loved one. When we were kids, we might have had that situation with parents or with an adult where this was imprinting trauma into our young Black bodies, and we didn't even know what was happening, but it's a threat. Being robbed, mugged, or raped too fast, becoming awakened or aware that racism is a systemic experience, not an event. That's huge. That's too fast. Like, what do you mean? Some of us might be of a certain age and we just woke up or awakened to the fact that this is ongoing. This is not an event. Some of the younger people, one of the things that they have a problem with is that they think racism or white supremacy is an event, not understanding it's an experience that is a part of the Black experience. Too soon. Intergenerational responsibility or parentification. How many of us grew up too doggone fast? We had to take care of the family, and some of us had to take care of our parents and become the parent because our parents were either not emotionally available or they were dealing with their own substance abuse, or even worse, they weren't in the house at all. So these are things that can cause us to understand trauma can be too soon. We're forced to mature quickly.
Yeah, so, when it comes to holistic healing actions, that's mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally, and from the soul, we want to create a community support map. This is a commission, for us to do as a whole, that identifies who needs emotional support, who needs transportation, who needs housing or food support, who needs digital safety support, right? Who needs mentorship, who needs someone to check on them weekly. Then we want to choose one of these practical actions for our group that we can actually sustain over a 45 plasma period. Okay. I didn't want to say the word day, that word. For example, we check in 3 vulnerable members every week. Y'all may not know who's vulnerable in MIMEC, but I know who knows. Or we create a ride share accountability. You live in the same state with another member of MIMEC, we got you, right? Well, I'm without transportation. My car is at the dealership right now. But if I had my car, I would be that person. We will host one resource sharing circle, like a circle, each single month, where we just go in to follow up with or to make sure everybody is copacetic, right, in the space. That's what we gonna do. That's what we need to do. Check this one out.
Everyone need to watch this video. Why African immigrants versus American Africans succeed differently. Check this out. Let me know what you think about it.
When you come to America from another country, whether you're red, white, yellow, brown, or black, you recognize the opportunity here that you never had at home, and you take advantage of it, right? I meet African children who've already read the entire physics book before they showed up in America. You see that? Already read the entire engineering book before they showed up in America. So they thirst for the opportunity in a country that appears to promote such. Right. The problem is sometimes our African immigrant brothers and sisters, and I'm a Pan-Africanist, so I see us all as one family. That doesn't mean that I'm blind to the chauvinisms, the prejudices, and the discriminations that take place. Sometimes our immigrant African brothers and sisters cannot see the obstacles that are placed in the way of the American Africans who built this country from slavery. Sometimes they think they're more successful because they work harder. That's not true. American Africans work just as hard as African immigrants. You know what the difference is? If an African immigrant gets too political in America, he can be deported. The American African can't be deported. We're the only non-white people in America who can't be deported. And because of that, that makes us a permanent threat in this country, thereby the white power structure doing whatever it can to keep us from maximizing our true potential. And so sometimes I find myself educating our African and Caribbean immigrant brothers and sisters to understand you're not more successful because you're more intelligent or you work harder. You are less of a threat, and thereby you're given more opportunity.
Come on now. If that wasn't plain and simple, really getting to the root of the systemic, all right, programs, and not allowing ourselves to just fall into it or live in it or dwell in it or allow it to cause us to get so upset, so angry, so like disgruntled that we forget who we are. We forget what we are. We have it all within us to shift the global consciousness, to shift the mindset, to break what matters of the mind and matters of the heart, to lift each other up, as opposed to constantly looking at the fact that everybody else is getting what we supposed to have. It's not about looking at them. It's look at your freaking self. Looking since coming into MIMEC, I never looked in the mirror. Before that, I never looked in the mirror. Now I see so much clearer now. This starts with me. And I gotta get me right. I gotta heal me. But I know now I can't do it by myself. So I go places, I seek out places that I know my help is coming. Right? When you can have a community that can show themselves to be that space for you, you reach out and you grab it in that moment. Don't hold back, don't vacillate, don't wait, don't hesitate, all that. Just grab it and let's make the change. Be the change that we want to see. So, protection today must also include our phones. Oh, Lord, yes to that. Social media, you better say it. Social media, gaming platforms, dating apps, private messaging, image sharing, AI misuse. Okay, y'all know I'm into this AI stuff with making these images for us, but I am not misusing it by no means. And also false identities. Okay, so a person can be manipulated without ever leaving the home. We find children getting caught up in all kinds of everything. Adults too, because they get manipulated. If you can get manipulated with a person that's in your space, you can definitely get manipulated with a person that's behind the scenes that you can't see their face, right? So digital protection is not about controlling people. It's about teaching discernment. It's about helping children, youth, adults, and elders. Yeah, this goes to the elders too, because they got a voice too. And recognize the pressures, the secrecies, the impersonations or manipulations and the unsafe communications that comes with and behind and around it. All that. So then you ask yourself, are we protecting our people in the digital world with the same seriousness as we protect them in the physical world? Because technology can be used for harm. It can also be used for education. It can be used for protection. It can be used for connection and documenting things and those rapid response methods. You know, it's a click away, right? Just a click away. And the goal is not to fear the technology. The goal is to use it wisely. Oh, these goosebumps keep checking up on me. Okay, I'm gonna play this video, y'all. Check this out. Come back.
Imagine a wound that isn't visible yet deeply felt. For many, the words, "you were a mistake," echo as an accidental truth. Especially for Black sons and daughters, this phrase cuts deep, creating a moral injury that leaves scars of betrayal and abandonment. This isn't just an emotional bruise, it's an epigenetic wound embedded in DNA, shaping identities over generations, each word a pebble in a rich and vast cultural history. But hear this clearly, nothing is wrong with Black people. Something profound happened to Black people. Centuries of injustice and trauma demand our attention and compassionate healing. It's time to break the chains of Black trauma. Rise to reclaim power and peace. Visit blacktraumagpt.com today and start your journey toward healing.
Ashe, Ashe. So the holistic healing tactic or action with this mission, with this act of unity, you know, goes in with a digital protection check-in. Get with your children. If you have adult children, get with them. Make sure that the family or your unity partners are secure, are safe. You know, having these real-time conversations with the people you care about, the people you love, like what messages should never be kept secret. Because you know they on the other end saying, don't tell nobody what we talking about. Just try to do this. Say this when they ask you this. You know, what does online pressure feel like? Does anybody know what online pressure feels like? Some people might say online pressure is when I first thing I wake up in the morning and I put the phone in my hand and I go to my social media and see who liking something, you know, who looking at what I posted or who commented on what I said. Ooh, where you come from? Ooh, what are you about? And then you want to live up to what you're about, right? What can be contacted if someone feels unsafe? Who can be contacted if someone feels unsafe? Having that knowledge, those resources available on hand to say if you're feeling safe about a person, what do they call it when they stalking you on social media? Um, um Yeah, harassment. Um, well, you got a question mark behind harassment. I'm not sure. What's the question? You asking what about harassment? Yes, but harassment is another way. If that's what you're talking about, like what we're saying here, they harass you online, they're stalking you online, they might even be trying to message you certain things. You just gotta know. But how do we know? No one's ever told us what privacy settings need to be reviewed. Everybody has a new setup. You start a social media, you go to those settings, you set up your privacy. Okay? Ashe. Online pressure. Ashe. What photos or videos or personal details should not be shared publicly? All right? And then Go in within your body. My body, and say this with me if you don't mind. My body, my image. Oh, my computer went out again. I'm coming right back, y'all. I know you can hear me because I got you on my phone. See, I can't prepare with that. But I just need to
All right, y'all. Just give it a few more moments. This is an excellent. I love this. I'm loving every moment of it. And so, yes, let's give it a moment here. I love what she's talking about as far as the acts of unity, the communities that we need to build, and some of the things that we need to implore within the community. All right, she's coming back in. I'm going back to listening mode.
press, okay? I'm for real. This is literally called being hot off the press. Oh man. I didn't know it was gonna bring this into the space, y'all. But we definitely are about this. So I hope y'all can hear me okay now. I'm back in the space. But then all my videos are not. Da, 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 da. Okay, so I gotta bring my videos back in. Woo-hoo. We're gonna do this together. We talked about we're on the digital, right? We're on the digital. Y'all just saw 6. I think we're good. Hold on one second. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're in a good space. We're talking about we talked about this one. Please don't go out on me again, computer. Do y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Am I being heard? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We're here. We were here. And so with dealing with these systemic with the online spaces, say with me. Thank you. Thank you for confirming that. My computer totally just shut me out. And my phone shut me out too. This is hot. This is so freaking hot, y'all. So just say this affirmation with me. My body, my image, my voice, my location, and my private life are sacred. I do not owe unsafe access to anyone. My body, my image, my voice, my location, and my private life are sacred. I do not owe unsafe access to anyone. Third time to seal it. My body, my image, my voice, my location, and my private life are sacred. I do not owe unsafe access to anyone. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. I think I played the one about the children, so we're good in that department. Let's move on. Let's move forward. Protection must be firm, right? but it must also be healing centered in and of its same. If we protect through fear only, we may become suspicious or reactive. And if we heal without boundaries, right? Look, think about this. Ooh, what is that? That passive aggressive, right? True protection requires both compassion and accountability. Trauma-informed as protection asks these questions. Is this space safe? Can people speak without being shamed? Are boundaries clear? Are leaders accountable? Survivors resisted. Accused behaviors handled with seriousness and discernment. And are we preventing harm while still healing the community? This is real. And this is what is. It is what is happening. So how do we protect people without becoming consumed by fear, by anger, or retaliation in and through it all? How do we do this? Because healthy protection is not revenge. It's not going and getting them. The one who is who put out all the issues in it. No. What does this look like? Healthy protection is order. It restores dignity. It prevents repetition, and it teaches the community how to respond without becoming what it opposes. That part. So here we have, I thought it was here. Hold on. I'm gonna pull this in. I need y'all to see one of our most prized stars that we know of, that we love to laugh with. I'm gonna bring her up into the space. There we go. Check this out.
Born into a very difficult childhood was marked by foster care homes, situations that could sink many, yet into power, finding salvation through her comedic flair. With raw authenticity, Haddish transforms her into humor, captivating audiences worldwide. Her Brave Old Girls trip showcased her resilience and infectious spirit, catapulting her to fame and cementing her as a voice for those often unheard. Tiffany's journey is a testament to perseverance, reminding us that even in the face of suffering, one can emerge victorious. She teaches us that our darkest moments can illuminate the path to success through laughter.
Ashe. And it goes deeper than that, y'all. But in and of the same, she found her out. She found her way through. And that's what everybody deserves. Literally. It's not something we earn. It's something that we press our way through. It's something that we seek the avenues or the pathways to be able to break the system, break the trauma, break the harm that is embedded in the roots of all that brought it to be in the first place. Okay? And it's not about condemning, it's about making a way. And you never know what way that is until you literally put yourself in the position to work with it, to help it, to heal it, to follow up with it. So, Mission 45 is telling us to follow up, right? This is where the work becomes real. A single conversation may inspire people, but repeated action actually changes the culture. Getting to the source requires rhythm structure, documentation, and accountability. And the root is not eliminated by one prayer or one post or one workshop or one moment. It is eliminated by sustained awareness, repeated healing, community structure. Now, priesthood got that right there going on, and spiritual protection that becomes a way of life. What is one protective action that we can commit to repeating for 90 days instead of only discussing just in this one night? There's a work to be done. And because you're here in this moment, in this time, that work starts with you too. Ooh, goosebumps. When we follow up, we prove that protection is not a performance. We prove that healing is not a slogan. We prove that unity has structure. What part are we playing in this? What part? Are we just coming in, listening, and saying ooh and ahhing and just, keeping it moving? Or are we being about our truth, our business, our wholeness? Ooh, 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 ooh. We almost done. We're on slide number 8. Ooh, yes. We're almost done. So let me go ahead and bring this this video on through right quick, and then there's gonna be one closing video. But y'all definitely, when it comes to the 3 root actions, awareness is the first one, protection root is the second one, healing root is the third one. And when you're in that healing root, you're literally holding your heart center accountable to focus, using your breath work, your prayers, your meditations, your sound vibrations, your melanin frequency right here, right now. Using those traumas that Rev Shock spoke about, the systemic cleansing education that we put out into the atmosphere. Then each month, ask the question: what took root? What what month we follow up with now, right here, right now? What is that going to take to get this out?
I believe we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Just give us a moment. Um, Priestess Moot, let me know when you are available, and then we will get. Yep, just give us one minute.
Okay. Oh, okay. We take a turn. We tag teaming. It looks like she got kicked out again. The energy is so high. Sometimes it's like that, right? The frequencies get entangled with our own frequencies. And whereas, on a regular instance, it might not cause an issue when we get going. That's what it does. Okay, she's back now. I'm going to yield the mic. Okay, I still don't hear her. Priestess Moot, are you with us? Okay. Okay, this is what we're gonna do while she's getting that together. Let's talk about, I know she was about to close it on out with some videos, and she may be loading those in here now. So I mean, she gave us a lot of information that we can take and put into action, right? That's what she was talking about. Not just one meditation, one phone call, one course, one this, but a continual frequency, right? That helps those that need this continual assistance to help move through these traumas, to help come to a
be spoken, and they're trying to hold it back. That's all right. It's all right. We getting this through. We are getting this through tonight. We closing this out. So thank you all for your patience, your understanding, your just being present, period. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these slides back up so we can get to this. So complete this sentence. You can put it in the chat. Complete this sentence for me right quick. I help eliminate the source of harm by, and then just put your thoughts to that in the chat. I help eliminate the source of harm by, and if you can, boom, wonderful, perfect. But if you cannot complete that sentence, then that literally states that there is a greater work that you need to tap into becoming or doing. So, for example, you could say, I help eliminate the source of harm by speaking truth with wisdom. I help eliminate the source of harm by protecting children and vulnerable people. I help eliminate the source of harm by healing my own trauma. Oh, I like that. By addressing the roots, talking to people. Ashe, ashe. Another one is, I help eliminate the source of harm by following up until the work takes root. That's what you just said, addressing the roots, talking to people. Give thanks, Emily and Imani. I help eliminate the source of harm by refusing silence, fear, and denial. And when we work in all of that, we are literally creating the culture, taking in the restorative processes to get out of those slave mentalities, to get out of the woe is me mentalities, to begin to walk upright, flat foot, feet pressed, chest out, shoulders back, chins up mentality, to say nothing that happened to me is the dictator of who I am and what I am able to be, or what I do. Not allowing ourselves and those who we may have allowed to oppress us. Now we got to get into the suppress, position where we stepping on that stuff. We walking on that stuff. We taking it and saying, you no longer define me, define my path. And we hold true to that. Going all the way back to the beginning of the session, speaking our truths, having the courage to speak our truths. This is how we're going to get to healing the roots. And there may be some men, some elders, some children, and even us in this age range, who have dealt with it and never gone to the roots of it to dig it up. I recently just had a talk with High Priestess when it came to understanding why I feel the need to cut people off. It's because in my roots, I never had a voice. I was always shut off and said, you don't speak when, or don't say nothing. What goes on in these four walls stays within these four walls. Shut your mouth. Popped in my mouth because I had something to say, but nobody wanted to hear it. Now I know I have a voice. And I find myself expressing myself when nobody wants to hear it, but I still do it. And that's considered cutting them off because I feel them. I feel you because I pulse in order to reflect. I feel you. And I know how you feel. And I want to just be right there in your mouth to say what you're saying. And it just comes out because I feel you. So we're going to close this out with an action for healing the root, protecting the future. No, 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 no. We're here to make harmful mentalities obsolete. That part. Okay? Asheo. So to one, before we do this close out video, let y'all know next heptad, next Sunday, y'all be back up in this space. We have our very own integrated into MIMEC. Let me remove this. Remove this slide and bring this one up. Oh, okay, come on. All right, it's moving slow again, so hopefully I don't get kicked out again. But Mama Myra Mouse is coming to us next Sunday. And she's bringing wave frequency number 46. We always operate on natural cycles. Y'all want to make sure you are in the space for that, okay? And so with that, I hope y'all heard what I said. I hope you enjoyed or that you get to really receive a lot of good from what was shared this evening, and take it to grow. Take it to assist someone else.
That was going in and out, but yes, definitely come on in next heptad as well. Ashe. So it's just getting better and better, as she says. But yeah, I want you guys to please stay focused, because we will be going into the chant, and that is going to be with what are we on, 45. So this one we will read 44. I forgot. I'm ready for next heptad. So with frequency wave 40.
There's adaptive behaviors, survival behaviors. What are they? This is like 2019 of a black mother and a white mother. The sons go to